Archangel Michael says, the truth cannot be hidden forever, and justice will always find its way. The air in your neighborhood is heavy tonight, an eerie silence stretching over the streets like a thick fog. The flashing blue and red lights reflect off the buildings, bouncing across windows, flickering like an omen of what's to come. Archangel Michael says, even in the darkest hours, divine light will expose all that is hidden. A group of officers stands near a black car parked by the curb, their faces unreadable, their voices hushed. Something big is about to happen, something that will shift the balance of everything you know. You feel the energy shift, a ripple of tension passing through the air, making your skin prickle. The street, usually filled with the chatter of late-night walkers and the hum of passing cars, is now suffocated by anticipation. You can sense it, an arrest that will send shockwaves through the community, a name about to be spoken that will change everything. Archangel Michael says, the moment of reckoning is here, and no one can escape the weight of truth. A figure emerges from the shadows, hands trembling, eyes darting left and right. The officers step forward, and in that moment, the entire world seems to hold its breath. Type 333 to receive a divine blessing. The tension thickens, pressing down like an invisible force, making it hard to breathe. A single officer raises his hand, giving a signal, and the other officers move in sync, their boots clicking against the pavement. The suspect looks around one last time, as if seeking a way out, but fate has already sealed their path. A voice cuts through the silence, firm, unwavering. You are under arrest. The words hang in the air, heavier than the night itself, settling over the crowd that has gathered in hushed curiosity. The suspect doesn't resist, doesn't plead, only stands frozen, lips parted as if words should come, but none do. The handcuffs glint under the streetlights, cold steel snapping around their wrists. It's over before it even truly begins, yet the impact of this moment will ripple through lives in ways no one can yet comprehend. Whispers spread like wildfire among the onlookers, faces turning pale with shock, confusion, and something deeper, fear. Did you hear? It was them all along, someone murmurs. Heads nod, disbelief flickering in their eyes as reality sinks in. The arrested person is escorted toward the waiting police car, their head slightly bowed, but there is no shame in their posture, only resignation. Some step forward, wanting answers, but the officers hold them back, their duty bound by law, their expressions revealing nothing. The car door slams shut, locking away whatever secrets might have been spoken. A deep unease lingers in the air, wrapping around the neighborhood like an unseen force. People glance at each other, searching for understanding, for reason, but none comes. The only thing certain is that life here will never be the same again. This arrest, it isn't just any arrest. It is the unraveling of a carefully woven web, strands of deception snapping one by one. The ones who thought they were safe, who believed their actions would remain hidden, are now feeling the walls closing in. Rumors will spread, theories will form, but the truth, oh, the truth, will be far more unsettling than anything whispered in the dark. This is only the beginning. What lies ahead is far more than a simple case of crime and punishment. And as the patrol car drives away, taking the arrested figure with it, a single question lingers in the air, though unspoken. Who else is hiding in the shadows? And how long before the light reaches them too? Type 777 to receive protection from deceit. The night does not return to normal, even after the flashing lights fade into the distance. The streets remain uneasy, the weight of what just transpired pressing heavily on those who witnessed it. Conversations are held in hushed voices, doors are locked with an extra turn of the key, and some will sleep with one eye open tonight. This arrest has set something into motion, something that cannot be undone. The balance of power has shifted, and those who once walked with confidence now find themselves watching their backs. For some, this is justice. For others, it is the beginning of their worst nightmare. And somewhere in the quiet darkness, unseen eyes are watching. Someone knew this day would come, had prepared for it, had waited for the inevitable moment when the scales would tip. But what they didn't know was just how close their own reckoning truly is. Type 999 to receive the strength to face the truth. The hush that has settled over the neighborhood is not the calm after a storm, it is the silence before the next strike. The arrest has shaken the very ground beneath this place, and yet, there is a sense that it was only the first domino to fall. Something lingers in the air, something unseen but deeply felt, an energy that warns this is far from over. Behind closed doors, whispers begin to spread. Some fearfully mutter about what has happened, while others speculate about what is yet to come. The truth is not just in the hands of those who enforce the law, it exists in the shadows, held by those who have watched, those who have waited, and those who know more than they should. Archangel Michael says, "Justice does not sleep, and the unseen forces are always at work." The flickering streetlights seem to dance with an eerie rhythm, casting long shadows that stretch unnaturally against the pavement. Somewhere, someone is staring out their window, heart pounding, wondering if they are next. Type 222 to be protected from false accusations. The arrested figure, now sitting in the back of the police car, does not speak. Their hands rest in their lap, wrists bound by cold steel, eyes staring ahead as if already seeing the road that lies before them. They know this is not the end, merely a turning point in a much larger game. And outside, the watchers remain. Some hidden in the dark corners of alleys, others pretending to be innocent passers-by, and a few standing in the open, unafraid, knowing they still have time. But time is fickle. It slips through fingers like sand, and the moment of reckoning is never far behind. The drive to the police station is slow, deliberate. Each turn of the wheel feels like a page turning in an unwritten book, each mile covered bringing the arrested one closer to their fate. Yet, in their mind, they are not thinking of their own actions but of the ones who are still out there. Because this is bigger than just one person. The weight of what has been hidden, of what has been done in secrecy, is too great to be carried by a single soul. The night is heavy with unfinished business, and the ones who remain free are already planning their next move. Type 444 to gain wisdom in uncertain times. A call is made, the voice on the other end calm but cold. It's done. No more words are spoken before the line goes dead, but the meaning is clear. The power dynamics are shifting, and those who thought they were safe will soon learn otherwise. In a dimly lit room, a man sets down his phone and exhales slowly. His hands tighten into fists, his jaw clenched in thought. He knew this moment would come, yet knowing and experiencing are two different things. This arrest, it is not justice. Not yet. It is merely the opening move in a dangerous game where the pieces are not what they seem. The true players have yet to reveal themselves, and the ones who believe they are in control may soon find they are only pawns. Type 666 to stay 3 steps ahead of your enemies. Back at the police station, the arrested figure is led inside. The bright fluorescent lights hum softly, illuminating the stark reality of what has just happened. But they do not tremble. They do not break. Because deep inside, they know, this is not the end. It is a warning shot. A signal sent to those who have been watching, those who have been hiding in the shadows. The past is catching up, and soon, no one will be able to escape it. The officers exchange glances as paperwork is filled, their expressions unreadable. Some believe they have done their duty, while others suspect there is more to this story than what appears on the surface. And in the back of their minds, a single thought lingers: what happens next? Archangel Michael says, the walls of deception are crumbling, and the weight of truth cannot be held back forever. The night outside grows colder, the air thick with unspoken fears. Somewhere, another call is being made, another plan set into motion. The city does not sleep. It watches. It listens. And it waits. Type 888 to unlock the hidden truth. The city breathes in uneasy silence. The arrest has sent ripples through the streets, reaching places unseen, whispering into the ears of those who have something to lose. It was not just any arrest, it was a declaration, a message wrapped in steel cuffs, a warning that no one is untouchable. Inside dimly lit apartments and behind locked doors, conversations are held in hushed voices. Names are spoken in fear, plans rearranged, secrets buried deeper. The ones who thought they were untouchable now feel the cold breath of consequence creeping up their spines. Archangel Michael says, no empire built on lies will stand when the storm comes. And this is only the beginning of the storm. The first brick has fallen, and the structure of deception is beginning to crack. Type 555 to stand strong in times of upheaval. The arrested figure sits in a holding cell now, staring at the blank walls, their face unreadable. Others would panic, plead, crumble under the weight of their circumstances. But they know they are different. Their mind is already moving ahead, running through every possibility, every loose end that might unravel further. The arrest may have closed one chapter, but another is opening, and it is far more dangerous than what came before. Outside, a car idles on the side of the road, its driver tapping nervously on the steering wheel. The phone in their lap vibrates, and with one last glance in the rearview mirror, they pick it up. A voice on the other end, low and deliberate. Move now. Before it's too late. The driver pulls away from the curb, disappearing into the night, another piece shifting in the ever-changing puzzle. Some are running. Others are preparing to fight. But no one is standing still. Type 777 to receive the vision to see beyond deception. The city is alive with hidden movement. Doors opening and closing in the dead of night. Documents burned. Calls made with numbers that cannot be traced. Some are trying to erase their tracks, while others are following them, piecing together the truth that was never meant to be found. But truth, once it begins to surface, is relentless. It does not return to the shadows. It does not stay buried. It climbs, inch by inch, forcing its way into the light, demanding to be seen. And this arrest, this single, calculated moment, has turned the tide. It is no longer about one person. It never was. The ones who thought they were watching from a safe distance are about to realize they are part of the game whether they like it or not. Type 999 to prepare for what comes next. Deep inside a quiet home, an old man sits in a worn chair, a knowing look in his eyes. He has seen this before. He knows how this plays out. The past and present are not so different, after all. He reaches for a small box hidden beneath the floorboards, the weight of it familiar. Inside, a set of documents, old and yellowed, yet still carrying the power to change everything. He sighs. He was never meant to get involved again. But fate has other plans. Because when the storm comes, even those who try to stay hidden will be pulled into the chaos. No one remains untouched when the winds of justice begin to howl. And tonight, the first gust has begun to blow. Archangel Michael says, "What is written in the dark will be revealed in the light, and no one can stop what has already begun." The city waits. The walls listen. And the game continues. Type 333 to claim your strength for the battles ahead. The city does not sleep. It watches. It breathes. It listens to the footsteps of those who think they can outrun their past, to the whispers of those who believe they can rewrite history before it catches up to them. But time is merciless, and tonight, the unraveling has only just begun. Somewhere, in the back of a dimly lit bar, two men sit across from each other, their voices barely above a murmur. One of them, the older one, leans forward, his fingers drumming softly against the wooden table. "It's happening," he says, his tone calm but final. The arrest was just the first crack in the wall. The younger man shifts in his seat, his hand tightening around the glass in front of him. "We were supposed to have more time," he mutters, his eyes darting toward the entrance. But they both know the truth, time has never been on their side. Not now. Not ever. Type 222 to shield yourself from the weight of the past. Archangel Michael says, when the doors of justice open, no one can close them again. And that door has been pushed wide, allowing things long buried to surface. The arrest was not a single event, it was the ignition of something far greater, something uncontrollable. In a high-rise apartment overlooking the city, a woman stands by the window, a cigarette burning between her fingers. She watches the flashing lights in the distance, her mind calculating, analyzing. She has been in this game long enough to know what comes next. A knock at the door makes her inhale sharply. She takes one last drag, then stubs the cigarette out before turning. Her face betrays nothing as she opens it. A man stands there, expression grim. "They've started talking," he says, and with those 3 words, the night shifts again. Type 666 to gain clarity in the chaos. At the police station, the arrested figure sits in silence. They are not afraid. They are waiting. They know how this works. They know the moment their name was put in cuffs, 100 phone calls were made, and 100 more will follow. Some will scramble to distance themselves. Others will prepare to strike first. The power structure that once held everything in place is now cracking, and those who stood on high ground are about to feel the earth shift beneath them. One officer watches them from across the room. There is something unsettling about how calm they are, something that makes the officer's stomach tighten. This is not the behavior of someone who has lost. It is the patience of someone who is still 3 steps ahead. Type 777 to receive protection from the unseen. Across town, a warehouse door creaks open. A figure steps inside, the dim light casting long shadows across the concrete floor. A small group waits in silence, tension thick in the air. "It's begun," the figure announces, and the weight of those words settles over them like a storm cloud. They knew this day would come, but knowing does not make it easier. Some shift uneasily. Others nod, already preparing. Because when one piece falls, the rest are never far behind. The city hums with anticipation. Streets that were once familiar now feel different, touched by the invisible shift that only those who are truly paying attention can sense. The game board has been reset. The players are repositioning. And soon, the next move will be made. Type 999 to prepare for the next revelation. Archangel Michael says, the tide cannot be stopped once it begins to rise. And tonight, the tide is rising fast, pulling in everything and everyone that has tried to stay above it. The walls of deception are cracking. The truth is no longer a whisper, it is a storm. And storms do not leave anything untouched. The city waits. The players move. The reckoning continues. Type 333 to claim the strength to stand firm. The night refuses to settle. The air is thick with tension, like a coiled wire ready to snap. Those who thought they could rest now realize the truth: there is no safety in silence. Not anymore. Archangel Michael says, what was once hidden is now exposed, and no one can turn back time. The arrest has triggered something irreversible, something far beyond a single individual. This is the kind of event that reshapes the landscape of power, forcing even the most untouchable figures to take action. In an underground parking garage, a man leans against his car, his fingers tapping impatiently against the hood. He glances at his watch, then at the darkened entrance. He is waiting for someone, but he is also watching, listening, making sure he is not the next target. Type 444 to remain unseen in dangerous times. The sound of approaching footsteps echoes through the empty garage. A second figure emerges from the darkness, their movements swift, precise. They exchange no pleasantries, no unnecessary words. "It's worse than we thought," the newcomer says. "They're already making deals." The man stiffens. He expected panic, expected a few people to run, but not this. Not yet. Deals mean betrayals. Deals mean names being spoken behind closed doors, names that were never meant to leave certain circles. And if names are being spoken, it is only a matter of time before everything unravels. Across the city, an old rotary phone rings in a dimly lit apartment. A woman sits at the kitchen table, staring at the receiver, knowing before she even picks it up that this call will change everything. She hesitates, then exhales slowly and lifts it to her ear. A voice, low and clipped, says only 3 words, "It's starting now." Type 555 to stay ahead of the storm. The police station hums with a different kind of energy. The arrested figure still has not spoken, but the weight of their silence is louder than any words they could say. Officers move around them, some ignoring them, others stealing quick glances as if expecting something to happen. One detective, older, weary from too many years of this game, watches from a distance. He has seen this kind of silence before. Not fear. Not defeat. But calculation. And that, more than anything, unsettles him. Outside, the world keeps moving, unaware of just how close it is to the edge of something far greater than a single arrest. Somewhere in the heart of the city, alliances are shifting. Somewhere, someone who was once safe is now in danger. Because when the first piece falls, the rest are never far behind. Type 666 to protect yourself from the shifting tides. The streets are no longer the same. Every glance, every whisper, every movement carries weight. The ones who have something to hide feel the walls closing in, feel the slow, crushing force of justice creeping toward them. A man paces in his office, a single lamp casting sharp shadows across the room. His phone vibrates on his desk, but he does not pick it up. He already knows what the message will say. There is no escaping this. There is no undoing what has already begun. Archangel Michael says, "The truth moves like a flood, it will break through every barrier, no matter how strong." The city holds its breath. The reckoning deepens. And those who thought they could control fate now realize they were never in control at all. Type 999 to prepare for what comes next.